Hi everyone, Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
It's good to see you. Good to see you. Welcome to everybody. Some are new and visiting. Others are used to our tent. We're glad that you all are here. A few things to share with you before we begin. One is, if we need a restroom, please enter into the building and there'll be signs. It's a little bit on the warmer side and we have a little bit of wind, so hang on to your kippah, and if you need some water, we do have some in the back. Make sure you take care of yourselves. If you're feeling a little warm, you need to get some water, please go ahead. It's in the back of the tent. We also have something new the last couple of weeks. We have headsets and a little Walkman over there. Now, you can't find your own channel. It's only one channel if you're interested in using them. The channel is this channel. So if you would like a little bit of support in hearing anything, you'll be able to pick up one of the headphones and just turn the little dial and you will be able to hear a little bit better. Similarly, if you're tired of us, you can also turn off the volume. There's another option in terms, thank you, Jack. In terms of that little headset, if you have your own hearing aid and it has an appropriate switch, there's something that you can kind of put around like a necklace and it will connect to your hearing aid. So there are headphones, there's a loop, and they both will connect to a little device. And they are going to be out for all of our services from now on. And if that would be something that would be helpful to you, please, we hope you don't be shy and you'll take one. Let's begin again on page 134. Page 134.
Zamru l'Adonai bechinor, bechinor v'kol zimra. 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 Zamru l'Adonai bechinor, bechinor v'kol zimra.
Wonderful. A nice way to begin again. Before we continue on, I'm going to invite you just to turn to a neighbor. It's okay to cross the aisle here. You can do that. And introduce yourself. Share your name. Say Shabbat Shalom. If you're not ready to shake hands, that's okay. But it's okay to turn in front, turn behind, and wish each other a Shabbat Shalom. There's no way I could have done it.
I'm happy to do it. But I have to tell you, they were so cute tonight. There were so many people.
That's amazing.
It was really good.
Wonderful. Let's turn back to page 120 in our prayer book. Remember, if you have a prayer book that has two different page numbers, you're following the page number in blue brackets. In blue brackets, that's your page number. Page 120, we're going to light our Shabbat lights. We're going to invite our bar mitzvah this Shabbat. So Jason, come bring your family, your folks, sister, grandparents. Come on over here. I'm going to help you. Who's going to do the lighting?
Jason.
All right. Just going to do that.
You want to hand me the prayer book?
Okay. You're going to light them first. I'm just going to help you so that with the wind. You're going to have to, not that part, the trigger part. Yeah, hard. There we go. Good, good. Almost. The wind gets us. That's why I have these crazy cylinders. How'd that go?
Back up, back up.
Did it catch?
No, we're not catch that. Hold the candle. It's gonna come out like a higher.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gotta stop. Let's see if it got. Nope. All right, let's do the other one, and I'll pull that one up. Oh, you got it. Good, good. Yeah, let's do this way. There you go. Colorado wind. There you go. Yeah. Okay, friends. You can say the blessing together. Come close. Come and join us.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam Asher kishanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lehadlikner shel Shabbat.
Amen.
Beautiful.
Shabbat Shalom.
Jason, don't go anywhere.
So, friends, we're going to, as they return to their seats, Jason's going to come over here, lead us in our Kiddush. We turn the page to 123. We invite you to rise as you are able. Page 123.
Remember what you're going to do? Yeah.
There you go, friend.
Yeah, I drink it after.
At the end of the long one.
So the wind doesn't pick it up.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam Borei peri hagafin.
Wait a second.
Baruch atah Adonai
Eloheinu melech haolam Asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav v'ratzavanu v'shabbat kodsho v'ahava uvratzon hinchilanu zikaron v'masei v'reishit ki hu yom techila למקראי קודש זכר ליציאת מצרים כי בנו בחרת ואותנו קידשת מכל העמים ושבת קודשך באהבה וברצון
הנחלתנו. Baruch atah Adonai, mekadesh ha-Shabbat.
Amen.
Amen. L'chaim. Wonderful. You can go back and have a seat.
Should I drink it? Just
You can finish it.
It's just juice. There you go. Good, good. We can be seated. Let's turn the page again. 138 and 139. The prayer of our mystics of Tzfat, waiting and anxious to have an incredible experience of Sabbath, of Shabbat, of peace, of rest. And as they would pray to welcome the Sabbath bride, we're going to continue and do the same. 138 and 139, the first 5 stanzas. After the 5th one, we jump to the very last one. When we reach the last one, our custom is to rise, and in our tent, we look toward the mountains and watch as the sun begins to set and begin to welcome the Sabbath bride into our midst.
לך דודי לקראת כלה, ידעי, 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 בני שבת נקרא לך דודי לקראת כלה, ידעי, 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 בני שבת נקרא שמור וזכור ודיבור אחד, השמיענו אדוני אחד ושמו אחד
Let's be seated. 142.
Shalom Aleichem, Shalom Aleichem, Malachei HaSharet, Malachei Elyon, Mi Melech, Malchei HaMlachim, HaKadosh, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Boachem Shalom, Malachei HaShalom, Malachei Elyon, Mi Malach, Malchei HaMlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Shalom Aleichem, Shalom Aleichem, Malachei HaSharet, Malachei Elyon, Mi Melech, Malchei HaMlachim, HaKadosh, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Baruchoni Shalom, Malachei HaShalom, Malachei Elyon, Mi Malach, Malchei HaMlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Shalom Aleichem, Shalom Aleichem, Malachei HaSharet, Malachei Elyon, Mi Melech, Malchei HaMlachim, HaKadosh, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Tzedchem Shalom, Malachei HaShalom, Malachei Elyon, Mi Melech, Malchei HaMlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Shalom Aleichem, Shalom Aleichem, Malachei HaSharet, Malachei Elyon, Mi Melech, Malchei HaMlachim, HaKadosh, HaKadosh Baruch Hu.
We turn again to 144.
יתגדל ויתקדש שמי רבה.
Amen.
ועלמא דברה חירותי, וימליך מלכותי, בחייכון וביומכון, ובחיי דכל בית ישראל. בגלה, בגלה, ובזמן קריב, בימרו אמן. יהי שמי רבה מברך, לעלם ולעלמי עלמיה.
יתברך.
יתברך וישתבח, ויתפאר ויתרומם ויתנשא, ויתהדר ויתעלה ויתהלל, שמי דקודשה. בריחו לעילה מן כל ברכתה ושירתה. תושבחתה ונחמתה, דמירן בעלמה ימרו.
Amen. We turn the page 146. We move into Baruch Hu together.
ברכו את אדוני
Next prayer, let's look into the pamphlets that you might have picked up. Roll into Dark is another setting for our prayer Ma'ariv Aravim. So if you open up the handout all the way to the right, you'll be able to see the melody.
Roll into dark, roll into light, night becomes day, day turns to night. Roll into dark, roll into light, night becomes day, day turns to night. Voreyom valayla, golelot mipnei choshech, golelot mipnei choshech, v'choshech mipnei or. Roll into dark, roll into light, night becomes day, day turns to night. Roll into dark, roll into light, night becomes day, day turns to night. Voreyom valayla, golelot mipnei choshech, golelot mipnei choshech, v'choshech mipnei or. Roll into dark, roll into light, night becomes day, day turns to night. Roll into dark, roll into light, night becomes day, day turns to night. Voreyom valayla, golelot mipnei choshech, golelot mipnei choshech, v'choshech mipnei or. Roll into dark, roll into light, night becomes day, day turns to night.
152.
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. 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 Baruch Shem kevod malchuto, leolam va'ed. Baruch Shem kevod malchuto, leolam va'ed. Shema Yisrael,
seated. We turn the page.
ואהבת את אדוני אלוהיך בכל לבבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודיך והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבביך ושיננתם לבניך ודיברת בם בשבתך בביתך ובלכתך בדרך ובשוכבך ובקומך וקשרתם לאות על ידיך והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותי והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם אני אדוני אלוהיכם אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים להיות לכם לאלוהים אני אדוני אלוהיכם אדוני אלוהיכם אמת. Let's read together on 159. Sing the song of men, women, and all people join in understanding and respect. The song of God's miracles, an earth protected and cherished, a gift for our children and the generations to come. The song of a land once ravaged by war, now quiet and content, her soldiers home to leave no more. The song of a world redeemed, the song of peace. 158. Who is like you, Adonai? Who is like you, פדרונה את יעקב, וגאלו מיד חזק ממנו, ברוך אתה אדוני, גאל ישראל. Let's turn to page 160. Hashkivenu Adonai, Eloheinu leshalom, השכיבנו אדוני, אלוהינו לשלום, והעמידנו שומרנו לחיים, לחיים. ופרוס עלינו סוכת שלומך, ותגננו בעצה טובה מלפניך, והושיענו למען שמך. השכיבנו אדוני, אלוהינו לשלום, והעמידנו שומרנו לחיים, לחיים. ופרוס עלינו סוכת שלומך, ותגננו בעצה טובה מלפניך, והושיענו למען שמך.
Let's move into the tefillah together. We begin on 164, and we invite you to rise as you are able.
Adonai sevatayitach ufiagi tehilatecha. Adonai, open up my lips, that my mouth may declare your praise. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu, Elohei Avotenu ve'imotenu, Elohei Abraham, Elohei Yitzchak, ve'Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, Elohei Leah. Ha'el Hagadol, Hagibor ve'Hanora, El Elyon, Gomel Chasadim Tovim, Ve'konei Hakol, Ve'zocher Chasdei Ahavot ve'imahot, U'mevii geula livnei v'neihem, Leman shemo be'ahava, Melech chozer u'moshia u'magen, Baruch atah Adonai, Magen Avraham ve'ezrat Sarah. Atah gibor leolam Adonai, Mechaye hakol atah rav lehoshia, Morid hatal, Mechalkel chaim בחסד, מחיי הכל ברחמים רבים, סומך נופלים ורופא חולים, ומתיר אסורים, ומקיים אמונתו לשני עפר. מי כמוך בעל גבורות, ומי דומה לך, מלך ממית ומחיה ומצמיח ישועה, ונאמן אתה להחיות הכל. ברוך אתה אדוני מחיי הכל. אתה קדוש ושמך קדוש, וקדושים בכל יום יהללוך הסלע. ברוך אתה אדוני האל הקדוש.
May be seated. Let's read together on 173. May these hours of rest and renewal open our hearts to joy and our minds to truth. May all who struggle find rest on this day. May all who suffer find solace. May all who hurt find healing on this day. May all who despair find purpose. May all who hunger find fulfillment on this day. And may this day fulfill its promise. Baruch atah Adonai, Mekadesh HaShabbat. A prayer for peace on 178.
Shalom Rav, Al Yisrael Amcha, Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rav, Al Yisrael Amcha, Tasim Leolam. Ki ata hu melech Adon, lechol hashalom. Ki ata hu melech Adon, lechol hashalom. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha, Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha, Tasim Leolam. V'tov beinecha levarech et Amcha Yisrael, bechol עת ובכל שעה בשלומך. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha, Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha, Tasim Leolam. Tasim Leolam. Tasim Leolam.
We take some time for our own personal prayer. If you'd like to look in the Siddur, you can focus on 179 through 181, choose a reading to reflect upon, or just take some time for your own quiet, your own reflections and prayers. 180.
יהיו לרצון אמרי פי והגיון ליבי לפניך אדוני צורי וגואלי אדוני צורי וגואלי יהיו לרצון אמרי פי והגיון ליבי לפניך אדוני צורי וגואלי אדוני צורי וגואלי May the words of my mouth and the meditations of my heart be acceptable to you, Adonai, my rock and my redeemer. יהיו לרצון אמרי פי והגיון ליבי לפניך אדוני צורי וגואלי אדוני צורי וגואלי
Again, if we look in our handouts, in that middle section, we'll see lots of names that have been shared with us. We're going to take a look through these names and take them along with others that we might be thinking of, and we're going to join together for a prayer for hope and healing and strength. If you'd like to share a name out loud, we invite you to do so. We can just fill up our tent with all of these names and prayers. Our prayer for healing, the Mishaberach, also is in our handout, all the way to the right-hand side.
Mishaberach
Mishaberach
Avotenu
Avotenu
Mekor HaChaim
Kor HaChaim
Ve'imotenu
Ve'imotenu
U'yivarech
U'yivarech
Ve'yirapeh
Ve'yirapeh
Et HaCholim
Et HaCholim
Et HaCholim El Narefana El Narefana Lo El Narefana El Narefana Lanu El Narefana La El Narefana Lo El Narefana La El Narefana Lanu Mishaberach Avotenu Mekor HaChaim Ve'imotenu
So, sorry if my voice is kind of scratchy. It's been like this the last few weeks, and hopefully something about the air will make things a little bit easier for me soon. But in the meantime, I'm just going to keep on plugging, and hopefully you'll be able to hear every other word. So, the Torah portion is Ekev. And in this message about Ekev, there's something really, really interesting to me. We are promised this land from a long time ago, and we're finally getting right to the point where we can enter into the land that is not promised, but also filled with promise. It's supposed to be something meaningful on how we make choices in our lives. How are we going to live righteously so that our actions don't actually become pollutants? That's what our ancient ancestors believed, that our actions can pollute the land. Personally, I think they were onto something. I do. And it's so easy just to think that whatever we have that is available to us, we can just do whatever we want with. But the Torah is challenging us to think about these gifts that we've been given. We, or our ancestors, they didn't necessarily do anything to deserve what they were about to get. It was just about potential and promise and opportunity. It wasn't a reward. They had their ups, they had their downs. They followed God's words. Sometimes they forgot God's words. Sometimes they were just angry and frustrated and scared and traumatized. These former slaves who are making their journey, knowing that something ahead of them is promised, but they're not always sure that they're buying into it. Personally, I think it sounds a lot like us. We have this promise, not of perfection, but of something better, and it doesn't always come so easily. I think we have to figure out ways to be grounded and to have an experience of these gifts, not just to expect them. And I think a lot of people in America and a lot of people who didn't have to start off with nothing, maybe like some of our ancestors, predecessors of not so long ago, we just expect that these good things are going to happen to us. But the Torah is going to say in Deuteronomy chapter 8, it's going to say when you have eaten your fill, when you get into the land, and you're going to see all of this amazing stuff. When you have eaten your fill, you have to give thanks to the eternal your God for the good land that God has given you. Just this one-liner. When you get there and you have had enough, you've eaten your fill, we have a hard time with enough of anything, right? When you have eaten your fill, give thanks to God and the good land that God has given you. And it says in the Hebrew, Ve'achalta, Ve'savata, Ve'irachta. You're going to eat, you're going to be satisfied, and then you will bless. Eat, be satisfied, and bless. It's a good formula. I kind of dig it. I like the idea that there are these blessings that we get to say so that we don't take things for granted. And one of the favorite things I like to do with young kids is to say, you know, we make this blessing over bread. Joel's made the challah again. You should try it, by the way. And when you make this blessing, it says, Hamotzi lechem min haaretz, who brings forth bread from the ground. But God didn't actually give us bread from the ground. God gave us the resources, maybe the wheat. If you prefer other grains, make your choice. I know it's bolder. You have your favorite grains. And whatever it is, you're going to bake it. And so the farmer, the growers, the millers, the bakers, the truck drivers to Whole Foods, everybody has a part in being grateful. Everybody plays a role to try and help make sure that there's enough for us. But sometimes we have a hard time really having a sense of gratitude with what we have. It's one thing to acknowledge the people that have worked on this food so that we can just go and get it and pick it up kind of easily. But I think we forget. And whenever I read this, I think of my parents who told me, growing up in the Bronx, it was the 1920s, the 1930s, they didn't have much money, all of their sandwiches were just lettuce and tomato because they couldn't afford any meat. And as a child, I was like, what do you mean you couldn't afford any meat? I had no idea what that really meant. I had no idea what it meant. A lettuce and tomato sandwich? What is that? It's not even grazing. I'm a vegetarian. I love lettuce and tomato. But there's no sustenance in that. There is a Hasidic teacher whose name was Menachem Mendel. He taught that the prayer is a fundamental mitzvah of saying these blessings because people should be capable of feeling grateful that the earth has produced food for us. And truth is, every faith tradition has it. But what's really the point here? What does gratitude actually do? I think it has to be more than just being thankful. So years ago, I remember reading a sermon from someone who was a really prominent rabbi in the United States. His name was Sidney Greenberg. And he wrote about one of the students in a synagogue. She went to a Jewish camp and they recited Birkat HaMazon. Birkat HaMazon is the blessings, these long stretch of blessings for after the meal. And at Jewish summer camps, that's where a lot of people end up learning it. They might not do it in their daily practice, but it's kind of fun and rowdy and it's long and it's a lot of singing. So this kid goes to Jewish camp, chants Birkat HaMazon with the whole dining hall, and when I went to camp, I did the same thing, but when the student learned more about what she was singing in this dining hall, she said in Birkat HaMazon that God is supposed to feed the whole world with goodness, with loving kindness, and with mercy, and provides all of God's creatures that God has created. So all of God's creatures gets enough. But she knows that's not true. There's people that are hungry, so this kid feels like a hypocrite. So she goes to her rabbi, Sid Greenberg, and he responded to the student's challenge with this verse. You will eat, you will be satisfied, and you will bless. And he explained Jewish values, Jewish hopes, Jewish responsibilities. He shared statistics of how people in our country and around the world are vulnerable, won't be able to eat enough healthy, appropriate, affordable food to eat. Then he said something that I don't think can be forgotten by any of us. Rabbi Sidney Greenberg said, every hungry person rebukes us. Every emaciated child chastises us. Every life cut short by hunger accuses us. I'm going to say that one more time because it's important and it's uncomfortable. It's really uncomfortable. Every hungry person rebukes us. Every emaciated child chastises us. Every life cut short by hunger accuses us. It's our job. It's our responsibility to bring sovereignty, blessedness, uniqueness, love out into the world, and we are the ones who have to make it happen. It's not actually on God. I think it's on us. It's our responsibility and it's our task. In Boulder County, there's over 33,000 people who are struggling with hunger. That's 1 in 10 people, including 6,400 children. Community Food Share, for example, distributes enough food for nearly 22,000 meals a day. Making minimum wage and living in Boulder County means that you have to work 3 jobs in order to have enough. 1 in 5 children qualify for free or reduced lunch in Boulder Valley School District. 1 in 5. 8.5% of children in Boulder County don't always have enough nutritious food to meet their growing needs. Over the course of the summer, we have shared that EFA, the Emergency Family Food Assistance Organization, right? Assistance Association, EFA, has had their stocks empty. And over the summer, we have one barrel that's almost full. Just one. And when we start Yom Kippur and the holy days are coming and we're going to have a food drive and a lot of people are going to come to our tent, we're going to have more bins as well, because we always say that fast on Yom Kippur that some of us might be able to do or choose to do. Well, there's enough people who are our neighbors who their fast is not an option. And so, how do we show up in the world? I think that's the one thing in a sermon that I always give. How do we show up for each other, for ourselves, for our neighbors? We have people that are hurting from hunger. I can't even imagine that can happen in Boulder County. We're supposed to think that that's happening far away, and that's true, and it's just as awful. So whether it's EFA, or Community Food Bank, or the Boulder County AIDS Project, or Boulder Food Rescue, or Sister Carmen, or Harvest of Hope, or even the University of Colorado, where they have their own food pantry on campus. For our college students that are living there, the Buff Pantry, find a place where we can do our part, and let's show up. Because ve'achalta, ve'savata, uve'rachta, you will eat, you will be satisfied, and then you will bless. So my question really is, how do you bring blessing? Is it just the words? Is it just the ritual? Or is it something that the blessing is actually leading us into doing something with our bodies and our resources to show up in the world? So how do you want to share a blessing out there, folks? Rabbi Greenberg taught, every hungry person rebukes us. Every emaciated child chastises us. Every life cut short by hunger accuses us. Ve'achalta, ve'savata, uve'rachta, you will eat, you'll be satisfied, and you will bless. And it's upon us.
We're going to sing a few words of praise and gratitude from Psalm 95. And you can find the text on page 130. Nikadma, it's the third line down, page 130, the third line down. Nikadma fanav betoda, bizmirot naria lo. Let us come into God's presence with gratitude. Let us raise a shout for God with song. And it's tinged with some sadness, this melody. And I think that sadness is a question that we need to answer. It's a call that we need to respond to with action. We receive so much. We have so much blessing in our lives, as Rabbi Green has shared, and our responsibility, our acts of justness need to be to respond to that gratitude with acts of service and to give back. And so let's sing this psalm of praise, this song of gratitude, and let us have an inner call, and let us answer that call to be God's partner in giving back. So I'm going to teach you the nigun part, the no words part. The rest is repetitive, and you'll get it. The nigun part goes like this. try that. Beautiful. One more time. Nekadma fanav betoda. Nekadma fanav betoda. Nekadma fanav betoda. Bismirot narialo. Bismirot narialo. Bismirot narialo. Bismirot narialo. Bismirot narialo. Nekadma fanav betoda. Nekadma fanav betoda. Bismirot narialo. Bismirot narialo. Bismirot narialo. Bismirot narialo. Nekadma fanav betoda.
Return again, 586. We ask you to rise for Aleinu l'Shabeach, if we are able. We're going to continue with the first and the last paragraphs of Aleinu. So we'll begin at 586 at the bottom, and then we'll turn to 591.
Aleinu l'Shabeach l'Adon hakol, לתת גדולה ליוצר בראשית, שלא עשנו כגויי הארצות, ולא שמנו כמשפחות האדמה, שלא שם חלקנו כהם, וגורלנו ככל המונם, ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך hamlachim hakadosh baruch hu v'nemar v'haya Adonai lemelech al kol haaretz bayom hahu yeh Adonai echad u'shemo echad.
May be seated. Zichronam livracha. May their memories be for a blessing. If you are observing a yard site, the anniversary of one's death, or if you are in a period of mourning, we invite you, if you choose, to rise for a moment, share the name of the one whom you are remembering, and then we'll continue with additional names from the community. Mike.
My mother, Shirley Bank. Sally Kletsky, Leon Kletsky, and Don Vogelbaum.
My grandfather, D. Dallas Culver. My sister, Graciela Elizabeth Geyer. My husband, Mark Milovitz. My dad, Mark Milovitz. My uncle, Mark Milovitz.
My brother-in-law, Mark Milovitz. My dad, Mark Milovitz.
My aunt, Cass Beck.
Thank you for sharing, everyone. Strength to you. We also remember in the period of Shloshim, those first 30 days, we remember Shirley Bank, the mother of Mike Bank, and those yard sites that we recall for this week that has passed. Joseph Abrams, Phyllis Baer, Harold Balin, James Bernstein, D. Dallas Culver, Isaac Aruti Ergas, Lou Feiner, Joseph Friedman, Graciela Elizabeth Geyer, Gertrude Gould, Nathan Halpern, Estelle Hassan, Fanny Kamenetsky, Fred Krispinski, Leon Kletsky, Sally Kletsky, Herman Kaplan, Lila Kara Lakin, Frank Latnick, Catherine Lefko, Benjamin Levitt, Robert Malcolm Loomish, Mark Milovitz, Bertha Moed, Joanne Muller, James Pachter, Adam Silverman, Norma Turner, Irving Weingarten. Kaddish is on page 598, and we stand together as we are able, shoulder to shoulder, symbolically helping our friends to stand tall as they become a Kaddish this Shabbat. 598, Yitgadal, V'yitgadash Shemei Rabbah, Be'alma divrach Hirutei, Ve'amich Machutei, V'chayechon V'yomechon, V'chayei Dechol Beit Yisrael, Ba'agala U'vizman Kariv V'meru, Amen. Yehi Shemei Rabbah Mevarach, Le'olam Olamei Almaya, Yitbarach V'yishtabach, V'yitpa'ara V'yitromam V'yitnaseh, V'yitadar, V'yitaleh, V'yitalal, Shemei D'Kurusha Barichu. Le'ela min kol berchata v'shirata, tushbechata v'nechemata, v'amiran be'alma v'meru, Amen. Yehi shlama rabba min shemaya, v'chaim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael, v'meru, Amen. Oseh shalom b'mromav, hu yaseh shalom. Aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael, ve'al kol yoshvei tevel, v'meru, Amen. May the source of peace send peace to all who mourn, all who hurt, here and everywhere. Let's all say Amen. We can be seated. So friends, we're going to conclude with a prayer. It's in your handout, and we will also be making a motzi after our closing prayer. So we can be here for a moment, and as we finish, and before you go into share with our oneg, I'm going to ask Jason to come forward again. That's you. Come here. He's going to recite his Torah portion now instead of tomorrow. No, he's not. So, friend, I want to share a little something with you. We're excited that you are with us this Shabbat and your family, and that you get to lead a little bit with us tonight, that you're going to be sharing with us tomorrow morning. You have a wonderful message about Torah and how we continue to play a part and walk this journey in our world. And we're excited and we're proud of you. And we're looking forward not just to having you lead our worship tomorrow. We're excited to see what your Jewish journey is also going to look like. How you show up, how you bring blessings out into the world, how you bring strength and healing and comfort, and hopefully by being part of different communities, including ours, that you'll receive some strength and comfort from this community too. So we have a yad to share with you. We hope that you use it well. You remember that? Yeah, good. So we hope that you will use it well tomorrow, to be sure, but that you'll have a sense of accomplishment and presence from this community along your way. So, Mazal Tov.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Let's look in the handouts.
We're going to close with the Ken Yehi Ratzon, and so many of you remember, we say first a blessing for ourselves, one to someone who's been good to us, someone who's been difficult for us, and one a collective prayer for us as a community. May I be safe. May I be free. May I find space to just be. Ken Yehi Ratzon, Ken Yehi Ratzon. May I find my way back home. Ken Yehi Ratzon, Ken Yehi Ratzon. May I find my way back home. Let's say a prayer to call into your heart someone who's been good to you. May you be safe. May you be free. May you find space to just be. Ken Yehi Ratzon, Ken Yehi Ratzon. May you find your way back home. Ken Yehi Ratzon, Ken Yehi Ratzon. May you find your way back home. Let's call into our hearts and minds someone who's been difficult for us and offer them up this blessing. May you be safe. May you be free. May you find space to just be. Ken Yehi Ratzon, Ken Yehi Ratzon. May you find your way back home. Ken Yehi Ratzon, Ken Yehi Ratzon. May you find your way back home. Let's call into our hearts a blessing for all of us here tonight, and the greater Har HaShem community and the community of Boulder, and maybe all of Colorado. Maybe spread that prayer all to the world. May we be safe. May we be free. May we find space
amen, amen. Zatar. A blessing. A blessing of gratitude for bread that comes from the earth. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, hamotzi lechem min haaretz. Amen. Shabbat shalom to you. Wish your neighbors a Shabbat shalom. Please bring your prayer books here. The oneg is in the building. You're welcome to hang out in there or come out to our tables. And good Shabbos all. All right.